to be adequate for basically we're going to treat probabilistic truths as actual truths, right? For in the sense of, like, for example, like, okay, if my character was going to be like, if it was going to be more probabilistic, my character was going to speed blitz yours because he was MFTL and yours was FTL. We would go off the fact that we would take the MFTL character to beat yours, you know?
I don't think that all cases we should take probability and like to be actual, like actually the case, because I think certain arguments it'll just be like absurd and just retarded.
What do you mean?
Like I could give an argument saying that, like, um, let's say for example, let's say that I was debating like if God exists, like obviously me saying that, oh yeah, God most likely exists doesn't tell God actually existing. But if it like, oh my God, basically all I'm trying to say is that you can use it, but I don't think we should automatically agree to it because some arguments can be retarded. Saying that it's more
I
probable
don't
if it's probable this then that. Like I think sometimes that can be retarded.
I don't think that induces probability. You just kind of gave an example of somebody saying that it was going to be
Oh my
more
God, Jesus
likely, but like
Christ, come on,
I'm
Fisher.
saying, I'm talking about the case. Hold on, I'm talking about the case of like if somebody was going to give probability to their argument via like some sort of evidence or interpretation, argument or whatever,
Bro,
right?
just be
We're going to take
capping.
that probabilistic, yeah. We're
Okay,
going to take
okay.
that
Wait,
probabilistic.
okay, wait, it depends. Wait, but I think if I actually give
Hey, Stink.
actual evidence, I think it was yo, so
Yo, should I get the Mozzie or the fucking Rari? Like, what should I do?
nigga shut your broke ass up.
I'm trying to figure out, bro. Like, this nigga
Your broke ass.
Oh shit.
like, I'm
But
trying
No,
to
no,
figure
okay,
it,
Yeah, and
yeah,
bro.
then
so
I
wait,
was thought
oh
that was
yeah, go ahead and continue.
official.
Go ahead and
But I
continue.
think yeah, you can take into consideration if we don't actually have real evidence. Sure, we
What do
can
you
accept probability being like
what do you mean real evidence?
when I say like real evidence, let's say like I actually prove that God objectively exists. Just because we accepted that probability things will be actual, that doesn't mean that it's not equal towards like my objective evidence.
Wait, what do you mean? What do you define as like going to be objective evidence?
Okay, something that's mind dependent, something that's all like always going to be true.
Like what?
Like me existing.
Okay, just fucking backtrack. I think we're just going down like non irrelevant things. So like when we're talking about probabilistic, I'm just gonna give you a few examples, right? If my could prove that like okay, because necessarily we're not gonna be able to prove that like it's fully possible for a character's abilities and stuff like that to actually work in a cross verse scenario in a neutral setting. Would you agree that we would just accept it unless there's gonna be some sort of contradiction inhibiting it? Right?
Wait, can
That
you
we can
repeat that?
actually
My
bring to
fault.
the case, not just a possibility
Okay.
of a
Bro, you
if you
explain
can
it more, it's not gonna
not
make me under
more
it's not gonna
probable.
make me understand. Oh my god, yo, can you repeat it so I can understand from the beginning?
Okay, so for example, Goku has a Kamehameha. We have no way to prove, right? To believe that Goku actually make a Kamehameha happen in a
Yes,
neutral
we can.
set. We're just gonna we have to prove that.
Yeah, yeah, so there's two ways we can prove something. Well, no, let me say. I don't know how many ways, but I'm gonna say all the ways we can prove something. So we can prove
I'm
something via a
objective.
statement with yeah, I know. Wait, give me a second. Hold on. We can prove something. Well, yeah, you can give an argument, like give an accidental argument saying that if this goes to have this ability is only relied on the statement and what it stated, if like the author states this, then obviously that would be the case because it's an accidental argument. You can also do there's another way you can also prove something objectively, like saying that, well, it's stated and shown, right? You can type those two in conjunction.
I would make that a thematic argument.
So what made it axiomatic argument saying that this is the only way this can happen? There's no other outcome. So like if this is the
Isn't that
only
just a
way,
claim?
we could just wait. Oh my god, it's going under the hypothetical saying that this is actually only like this is the only actual way. So I'm saying
Wait,
that if
wait. There's no. That's not a way to prove it. You're using a hypothetical, which is going to be like a possible world. That's not objective proof.
oh my fucking god, under the hypothetical, it would be objective proof.
No, we're talking about corresponding to reality, like actual objective proof.
You're not tracking. Is I'm just giving you an analogy where we can do it.
And it was based off of what?
If if something is only rely on what it stated, if it's stated that a character does this, then that will automatically be true.
Okay, so we're not necessarily agreeing. Like I'm saying, like if the only okay, so you're basically saying if a narrative, if it's going to be consistent within a narrative, your interpretation, then we're going to take that to be true.
That's not what I said.
So what's going to be the symmetry
I
breaker?
said the symmetry breaker. What the fuck? Okay, all right, but yeah. So no, I'm not saying
What's
that if
going to
it's
be the
consistently.
distinction
So yeah,
from
I'm
what
not
I
saying
said
that.
and what I said and you
Okay.
said?
Okay, so consistency can be wrong, right? All I'm trying to say is that
What do you
if
mean
it's only
consistent? Wait, what do you mean consistency can be wrong?
yeah, so something that's consistently stated, depending on like the methodology, it can still be false. Like I can
Yeah,
say that,
okay,
like for
that's
example,
okay.
what
You're
I can
just
give it.
okay.
Okay,
Wait, think.
I can give you
You're
another.
talking
What I
about
can give you.
knowledge.
What?
Okay, so yeah, you're talking about knowledge claims. Like, yeah, I agree. Knowledge claims, right, can be false, right? I'm talking about like consistency, as in it's stated and it's shown, or we have like author statements, or like a data book or something from it and stuff like that. That's what I'm talking
No,
about.
no, I'm saying that. Well, it depends on what you mean by consistent. If you're saying like consistent, like it being shown multiple times, then no, that's not what I
As
said.
in,
But
there's no contradiction, or it's shown multiple times.
there's
Because
no
that's what consistency is. Consistency lies in no contradiction or portrayed through multiple times.
Well, sure. No, that's not what I'm arguing. But I don't know.
No,
We can just
I'm
move
just
on.
laying out. I'm
Now.
just laying out the basis.
No, that still doesn't give an axiomatic argument. But
That's not what I'm trying to do.
you're trying to correlate it to what I said. So obviously
No,
that
I'm
is what
not.
you're trying
I'm
to do.
just trying to. I'm trying to give you things in which you can appeal to for like the debate. I'm trying to
Official. You
establish rules.
literally just said, "Is that what you're saying?" I said, "No." Do you tell me what's the distinction? And I'm telling you, right, that oh yeah, this is not what I'm trying to argue via this and that. Like, come on, bro.
View. Okay, so what were those other things?
Yeah, okay. I was saying that consistency, just because it doesn't have a contradiction in it, it can still be false. It not
As
until it until wait, the absence of a contradiction usually is just
wait,
something that we accept to be like something that's logically possible.
why does the
I'm saying that
possibility of something mean it's false? Because we're both positing possibilities. Don't you agree that we need
I didn't
some
say it's false.
outward wait, stop. Don't you agree if we're both positing possibilities or something, we would need some sort of outward interpretation or some sort of outward evidence to make basically to decide what's going to be more probabilistic?
Okay. Under my hypothetical, this is the only way. So the only way we can justify a statement being true if and only if the what's it called if and only if the author stated it to be the case. There's no feats. That
I
means
don't think it
feat
has to be that. I don't
yeah,
think it
that's
has to be.
wait, no, that's going. That's what I. Oh my fucking god! I'm just giving you ways you can argue. So I'm saying under the hypothetical, if this is the case, that is objective proof. I'm showing you how we can, what's called, give an objective argument.
Yeah, okay, so what I don't think it's going to be limited to, because like I think if an author, okay, so what do you think correspondence to like the fictional rules is, right? Do you think that's going to
Correspondence to the
be
fictional.
that's okay? So let's say if a character has an ability, right, and this ability is consistently portrayed to be the same way and act as if in the way it's stated, right? Would you agree that's going to be that we're going to accept that as going to be a truth if the person can argue what's going to be argue their interpretation being more reasonably the case?
Well, I'm like this guy because people who
Outside,
watch
I'm
my.
talking about external to author
Yeah,
statements,
I didn't hear what
right?
you said. I was
Would
just
you
reading what.
agree? You
Okay.
agree, right? If somebody is able to give arguments and stuff like that, and evidence and stuff like that,
I don't
uh,
care, bro. Just can we just
what
move
do
on?
you mean you don't care?
I don't, bro. I just don't care. I just want to scale my character, bro. This you always do this. Like, can I just
No,
scale
I'm
my
not
character?
always doing this shit. No, I'm not gonna do a fucking debate with like not establishing fucking rules and like a fucking grounded basis. I'm not doing rat shit. So
No,
it's
it's not, bro.
either
It's
we're
just
gonna find
official. It's the lack of tracking.
either we're gonna establish the common ground on like the rules of
Okay,
like the debate,
okay,
or we're
all right,
just not
Prince.
gonna be able to
Okay,
have it.
wait, Prince. Wait, Prince. Since you're like saying a lot in chat, okay. So can I
Yeah,
explain
what's
something?
up?
Okay. So if I give ways that we can, like keyword bold letters can, objectively give an argument, right? And I say this is the way we can do this. If this is the only way we can justify the argument via what is stated, right? if this is the only way, and it stated that Goku's able to do this, therefore Goku would like be able to do it, correct?
If you're going pure y'all
Okay,
statements, yeah,
not even
sure.
being specific, right?
Okay.
So Sync,
Okay.
what is you
Wait,
what are you
hold on,
talking about when you say
official,
author
If I
please.
statements?
hold on,
Not
if I take it at face value, purely from
wait,
statements, then yes, you
Sync.
can do
You're
it.
not elaborating on what you mean by author statements. Are you taking author statements, right, as in like something that's said in the narrative, or something that's external to the narrative, as in like an author stating something on Twitter or like in an interview or in like a guidebook or something?
What? Okay, this thing is
What
okay.
do you
We
mean
can
by
move on.
author
Okay,
statements?
you're getting okay. I'm not gonna lie, officially. We're moving on. All right.
What
So
What do you mean
basically,
we're moving on?
yeah.
We haven't
Okay,
even
we're moving
started.
on.
Are you
Okay.
dumb?
Okay, here, Ryan. I'm gonna give you perms real quick. You can obviously see that it's a lack of checking.
What the
Can
fuck?
you progress the debate, please?
We haven't even started. This nigga is actually retarded. So
Yeah,
if
now
I'm
we're
trying to
starting,
if we're trying to establish rules and stuff
but
like
you're
that
not
before we
tracking.
even start the fucking no, that's not. Oh my god, you're not elaborating, right?
What the fuck?
You're giving very vague. You're giving vague fucking answers.
Author statement is not what is. Jesus fucking Christ. Okay,
What you
so
never defined what
author.
you meant by it.
Yeah, because you never asked until now, nigga. What the fuck? But yeah,
So
author
how is
statement
anybody
is
gonna
just
know what
what is
the fuck you
stated
mean? So
because
Okay,
Thomas.
okay.
Yeah,
I'm not
Thomas.
gonna
Yeah,
lie, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Hearing you guys
this
talk
nigga is
about the
dumb.
same
How are you
thing
gonna
4
come to a
times is not
consensus with you
entertaining.
holding
Can I
back
moderate?
information? That does
Yeah,
not
yeah.
make
You can.
sense.
Yes, you can moderate. Yeah,
That does
okay,
not make
That
sense at all.
my Pookie
Nigga.
I hear in the background.
okay. If I'm not mistaken, I think this is Sway. Sway, can you moderate, please?
Official, do you have an issue with that?
Wait, okay, so my thing is like, why do we need moderation for us to establish rules before we even start a debate?
Because you're not tracking.
Okay. The only reason why I propose moderation is because I want a conductive conversation. If you guys don't want that, then y'all can continue on. I just
No,
purely support you for that.
no.
Yeah.
We
So
Let
wait,
my
Prince, I have
nigga
a question.
moderate. I
So
knew
if
for
you're
3
wait,
years.
Prince, if you're giving
Sure.
vague explanations and not defining
I don't
what you
think that
mean by
was
what you're
vague.
saying,
I think
you
my
think that no,
explanation was
okay, so if
fine.
he says
Conductive
author
reason
statements
would
and I
be
ask him, are
well
you talking
produced.
about statements external to the narrative or something within the narrative, and he never answers, right? How is that
Oh my
answering the
god.
question I asked?
Oh my god! And like every time when I like, and then people call me the I'm being so cordial and like knowledgeable. It's just that when I like have to defeat shit that just doesn't make sense, it makes it so hard to argue because it's just like so dumb.
Okay,
All right, I don't
official.
see what I don't see
Sync,
how
do
that
you
would
guys
go
mind if
forward.
I push
So
y'all forward so we can
Yes, no,
continue?
yes, just push it
we
forward,
can't
please.
not
Love of
doing
God.
a debate.
Okay, official.
I
When I say
can't
push forward, I don't mean skim past this. I mean more so define what you guys are trying to define and then move
Yeah,
forward. That's what I
you can
meant.
just define what he's or just like interpret whatever he's trying to say.
Okay,
That should be
That's
it,
not what I said
right?
exactly, but sure.
Yeah, you can just reiterate it or
okay,
just explain it in layman's terms.
okay.
What I'm saying is like if it's gonna,
Okay,
I'm saying that
keep
I'm
it up,
hold on,
keep it up. He
can I
just
talk?
asked. He said,
Can I
"Kim,
talk to Can I
I'm
talk to
finna
Prince?
do
Can I
it."
talk to Prince? Can I
No,
talk to Prince?
nigga, no, we're not finna do
Can I
this.
talk to
Please
Prince?
mute
Can I
him.
talk to
Please mute
Prince
him.
so he can
Please,
elaborate on what I'm saying?
please
Right, so
mute
you
him.
can
Oh
understand
my
what I'm
god,
saying, right?
he's talking
Stop.
about
Okay.
me because he put my thing into question, idiot.
No, he's doing it for both of us.
What you mean? Elaborate. All you do was just
He's
put what
doing
I
it
said
for
into
both of us.
question. You didn't even say anything. You just said that. Oh yeah, you're giving vague terms. It can be this. Okay, we understand that. So let me explain.
Okay, we're not even debating yet, though. I'm just trying to
Hold
lay out
on.
what I want to be
Real
as
quick.
rules, right? And I'm gonna give my reasoning as to why I think
Okay.
I want to
Yes,
do these,
wait.
or I'm gonna give my reasoning as to like why we should do it and stuff like that. And Prince can just explain what I mean by what I'm saying, right? And then you can just like listen, and if you disagree with it, then we don't have to have a debate. That's fine.
But I'm on the affirmative, nigga. He's not gonna
I don't. It's
understand what
not.
you
It's
just
not.
said.
I don't care what you're on, right? It's
What
not
you,
a debate yet.
he need
I'm
to
just
know the
trying to establish
context.
rules.
You need to know the context behind what I was trying
So
to
Wait,
present.
it doesn't matter because I'm trying to establish rules. If you don't
Okay,
establish rules, then there isn't a debate. That's the
you
thing. That
asked
Okay,
me.
as
You asked
interesting
me.
as this sounds, what rules are you trying to implement?
okay. So basically, I'm saying because we basically, I don't think there's going to be a way for like us to like objectively prove that like like a fictional character's abilities can happen and stuff like that. Like for example, like the
Sure.
Kamehameha, because somebody could always just posit the possibility of like, oh, there could be something inhibiting this thing from actually happening, or like some unknown science that could prevent this and stuff like that, right? We have
I
no
don't. I
way
don't
to
think that
object.
dismisses it being objective. But I'm gonna let you continue though.
Wait, what? Okay, how does that not? If you're just
Because
positing
forcing something
possibilities.
that's objective doesn't dismiss the objectivity of the
Okay,
said
so
thing in
wait, okay,
question.
so how was that thing
But
going to
you
be
can,
objective?
but you can posit this said thing and try arguing that it won't
Wait,
work in a
Prince,
situation.
how
But
is
you can't.
Goku Kamehameha applying cross-verse going to be objective?
Okay, again. Objectively, if we're going to argue the stance upon if it can work or how it can work in crossverse, the semantics you can argue about, but it will still be objective that he has the ability, correct?
That he has the ability in his own narrative. All we know is right that in his own narrative, he was able to manifest the Kamehameha through metrics that we don't fully understand.
Well, I could
Right?
give an objective argument just off of that. Off you agreeing to it.
Okay. So look. So we don't fully understand. The core capabilities of this, or like even if this thing can actually apply crossverse to even happen, depending on like this neutral planes physics and stuff like that, or like the existence of ki and stuff like that, right?
Okay, official.
So,
Just
no
just from
way-
what you said
no way
already. Okay, you can stop. Like you went on a tangent.
it
If we
happened.
go based off what you just said, like not even 10 seconds ago, it's a neutral verse. So I think that dismisses most of the qualms you just listed.
What do you mean a
Secondly,
neutral verse?
I wasn't done speaking yet. Secondly, if we were to talk about the first
Neutral verse.
point
He
you
never.
raised,
Okay, so nobody's defined what we meant by a neutral verse, right? You're giving your own interpretation, trying to say it's a tracking area. So how is it a tracking area if you're not
my
establishing
Oh my
the
God.
definition?
Y'all are doing this much pre-debate. Y'all might as well not even debate.
I'm
Bro,
not gonna lie, bro.
So like Prince,
Because
so
no, because
neutral plane, right?
if you
So
just
Oh
okay,
my
so Sing, did you
gosh.
understand what I
Okay.
meant by
Well,
neutral
I'm
plane?
just gonna admit
okay, all right, Swedge,
official.
okay, Swedge, okay, he reached, oh my, this, like, fuck, Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, Swedge, you're not my relationship. Can we progress past the rules? Or, like, oh my God. Okay, he said, I don't think we can objectively give an argument to his fictional character existence. I gave him an example of where we can. He didn't even disagree with the example. Can we just move on, please?
Unmute official real quick.
Oh my fucking God. This nigga just finna start yapping.
No, because he's only
Yeah,
debating.
okay.
on
So
his
the thing is,
agreement.
I only
If not, then y'all
agree
just
to
stop
debate you if
debating.
you agree to a
But I
set
want to
amount
beat
of
his
rules,
ass.
right? So
Because I look
you're just
bored.
talking about you said like an author stating
Then come
something,
get
right?
whooped in
This
Warzone, nigga.
author, right. So
Impossible.
this nigga Sink, right, just said like his argument for like or whatever. He was just saying that an author stating something is just gonna be objectively true, and this thing actually can happen. Like a character like Goku being able to
Didn't say
fly
that.
and stuff like that, or some shit like that. That's just gonna be
Didn't say
true if
that.
an author states it. That's what he said is gonna be
I didn't even say that.
right.
I said that if something is only relied on the statement, whatever is stated would be axiomatic.
Why?
Because it's only reliant on the statement. This is the
But why is
only
that
way.
justify? Why does that justify? Okay, so if I say that I am God and it's only relying on me saying that I'm God, I don't feel like that justifies that I am actually God. That I just feel like that's you claiming something.
What?
You
Hey,
didn't understand that?
Yeah, so what's the argument for that?
Wait, what did he even say? He said that if I say that I'm God and it
He's
only
just saying that
leads
self-referential statements is an actual justification. Like if I say, well, not self. He wasn't saying it like that. He's just saying like, oh, if I say I am black,
Well,
because I am
Wi-Fi
black,
actually
then it's just
understood.
circular.
Wait, say it again?
If you say like
Oh
I am
my
black
days. He's
because
just
I am
saying you
black,
can't
it is
reference
actually
yourself.
true. Yeah, you
Like
can't
what the
reference
fuck?
the claim
Like an
true.
author, just because
Well,
an
yeah,
author
obviously
says
you
this
can't.
character has this, that's what I'm saying. So for the sake of the debate, we're just gonna take what the author says and what corresponds to the narrative's reality, right? And how we're gonna discern what corresponds within the narrative's reality is gonna be who can prove their interpretation is more probabilistic. That's all I'm saying. I don't know why you can't agree to some simple shit like that.
Because
Is that
What is
not
wrong
how a
with that?
debate typically goes about?
No,
How
it's
does
because
the
wait,
hold
no,
on.
it's because he's saying that. Okay, no, listen. I'm saying that if I actually give like a real argument, right, you can't just say that. Well, via us agreeing that probability is equal to actualize it, or what is actually the case. You can't say that these two are not equal. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm saying that it being objective would still be the best explanatory power we could possibly give. So I'm
Wait,
saying
so
if
how
I
would you,
ask,
okay, God. I don't see how you're doing that because
okay, we can just go into
I've
probability.
been
Okay,
asking you how are we gonna find what's gonna be objective?
probability. Okay, probability. Go. Okay, I'm gonna sit my scan.
Wait, what the fuck? That's not even the only rules, bro.
Probability. Shut the
That's
fuck
not even
up.
the only rules that I want to
You,
establish. So you
you,
agree?
Oh my
you,
god. Okay, what
you
are some
this monkey.
other rules?
Oh my god. Okay, so are you gonna agree that like winning is gonna be like basically the same thing for probability, right? If I can prove it's gonna be more probabilistic than my character
No
wins.
shit, bitch. Go.
Okay, so you can start your fucking scale. Oh my god.
Official. Oh wow.
He
Okay.
got us mad at 11:36.
Oh my god, like, bro, it's unreal. Okay,
Nigga, I don't
so
know how you can agree to simple
okay,
shit
keep
like
it,
that,
keep it,
bro.
keep it. I'm trying to get my argument. Okay, so my character can't perform contradiction, or my character ability can't perform contradiction. Hello, do you disagree with that?
Talk like
Huh?
talk low.
Oh,
Do you disagree with that?
what server is this?
It's still where I sit to the general.
Okay.
And that self-referential argument is so fucking dumb because there's other conditions that could be met for like it doesn't matter because it literally doesn't like
What the fuck all that? Yeah.
Wait, the
nigga.
self-referential. Before we
Yeah,
start, what do you mean about the self-referential?
yeah, no, it doesn't matter. Wait, okay, but my fault. Let me not bring that
What
up.
do you
Okay,
mean about the
we agree. Okay,
self-referential?
okay, that's irrelevant. My fault. I just
Because
considered that.
we're not gonna do something if we're just gonna make self-referential statements and them being
No,
fucking
what?
taken as like actual fucking truths.
No,
I'm not.
I
There's no
been
point in
conceded
having a
on that.
fucking
Look,
debate with
I
them.
been
Like, what the
conceded on
fuck?
that. I'm just saying that the argument you gave is like kind of retarded. So I don't want you to think that you beat me up on that point just because I didn't attack it.
Okay, I don't care. Oh my god,
Get him,
bro.
nigga. Get him.
Like, please, I do not care.
Cook,
All right,
nigga.
So he
Cook.
says, "You got quite the technique. Then why are you so weak? Do you know my technique? My technique is the convergence of an infinite series of things." I gotta look up what the fuck a convergence is.
What?
just give it a second, guys. It's okay.
Convergence?
This nigga Ryan's a troll.
Don't know what convergence mean, my nigga. You not know like converge me, my
Hold up,
nigga.
I'll be right back.
Don't know what like what the
Bro,
fuck?
you thinking of an argument right now? Shut up, man.
The fuck? Who you talking to, little nigga? Little nigga, you need to watch a little tongue, little nigga. Who you think this is?
Who do you think you are, boy?
Boy, I'm a man, nigga. I'm 19. Nigga, get that shit straight. What the fuck?
I always forget that Ryan's not that much older than me, bro. I be forgetting you not 24 for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah, what the fuck? Because he looks 24. I'm telling you, if he went around saying he was like 24, 25, niggas would believe it.
On my soul, I would believe
Oh,
this nigga so
Christ.
quick.
Oh. But
Oh
like,
my
are we just gonna ignore how this nigga Ghost is in the join and create VC?
You said how Ghost is
How
gonna
old
join the creatives.
my nigga?
What the fuck? How did he do that?
That's what I'm saying. No, wait, no, hold on. How old you think I am, Sway?
Nigga, I know how old you are. I'm just saying,
You
like, you
just
got
said
the
it.
vibe of a 24-year-old.
What? You wouldn't be surprised if you were 24. Y'all dick, you know.
Bro, on my soul, I'm not dicky, and you just got the vibe, bro. I gotta resist the urge to call you Unk every once in a while.
Nigga, I am on. The fuck? I am on.
Nah, I will never call a nigga that's the same age as me or younger Unk. I can't do it. It just
Well, I
it just
forgot we all
upsets me spiritually.
Hey, do you know what a fun fact? Me and Sways came in the come. No, Sways me in the come longer, man. I just realized that we had a conversation like 3.5 years ago. Shit crazy.
Yeah, I always leave like every. Nah, I've been more out the con than in, but yeah, I've been in here for a while, sure.
Okay, so wait, what's the proof of your character performing contradictions?
Shit can't read. Oh my god.
Yeah, so if you thank you, right? I ain't gonna lie. So if you read the statement right there, it says impossible situations like having negative one apples are born. Then tell me behind it, this being contradictory is negative apples being born. He's given an analogy that corresponds with his ability, obviously, right? Because he's trying to make it analogous because he explained how his ability works.
Right. So, all I'm seeing here, like, why can't this be like
Who's server
hyperbolic?
def and Wi-Fi?
Why can't he just be saying I have this super cool ability, right, with a vast amount of convergence of things, right? And with this ability, he could do like the seemingly impossible, as in like what I mean by seemingly just be beyond expectations. Like it doesn't have to be the actual impossible. It could just be hyperbolic.
Sure. Yeah, I agree to the part that he did to the affinity, and I agree to the part that it is seemingly possible. Obviously, it would be seemingly possible if he's capable of doing it.
No, I didn't say seemingly possible.
I said seemingly impossible. I said I agree that it would be
I
seemingly
didn't say
impossible.
I didn't say that it would be seemingly impossible.
Okay, so what did you say, that?
I said that this technique, I'm saying that he can literally just be making a hyperbolic claim. Like his technique could just be a convergence of like a vast amount of things, right? What's the name? And he could just be hyperbolically saying, oh, like I can do the impossible, while it not actually be the impossible and stuff like that, and just be used to emphasize like the creative capabilities of like the technique.
Yeah, okay. So, like I said before, I'm not denying the fact that this is a part of his technique. The analogy was corresponding with Limitless because before he
Wait,
even made that.
that's not
Wait,
what I
give me a
argued.
second. Give me like mute. I'm mute. I'm mute. Okay, I can't take it. Just mute her.
Alright,
Just
bruh.
mute her. Just mute her. Like, oh my
Just
god!
chill.
After 3 cutoffs of me being cordial, I just started spazzing out.
Just chill, bro. Just chill, bro.
What do you think you is, nigga?
Okay. So let me repeat my argument. I'm not disagreeing that that is a part of his technique. The analogy was corresponding to the limitless because before he made the statement, he said, "And by amplify the limitless negative numbers, this is the outcome." Obviously, because he gave the analogy right after. Right after that. The seemingly impossible, or it being hypothetically impossible, does not matter because I'm actually granting that Gojo was over exaggerated when he said that this is a possible situation because he actually is capable of doing the said action. That doesn't denote the P and not P because I'm
What?
arguing that contradictions are possible.
Right. Okay. So I'm not arguing it. Okay. So first off, I'm just okay. We can go to conclusions.
Yeah,
Actually,
sure. Oh my god, that's easy fucking class. Okay,
Crazy.
Sway, do you want to give your opinion on this?
Nigga, what? I'm confused on what your argument was now.
Okay,
What
I
did you,
got you. I got you.
when
Okay,
you
I
say
got
you posit contradiction as possible, elaborate.
Okay. So basically, if a contradiction is something that would be impossible, that means it can't happen. If my character can do it, if my character can't do it, I don't think that really makes sense. So it's like the initial proposition. All I'm trying to say is that even if he stated that it's seemingly impossible, that doesn't denote the fact that it's still contradictory. Because there's other logical systems that posit that contradictions are possible, which is like paraconsistent logic or some shit.
And did you posit this different logical system in the debate?
He never asked. I just
Did
said
you
that.
ever
I said that.
explain that?
Yeah, I said contradictions can be possible. Then he said we can conclude. I said that's what I'm like literally claiming, and then he said we could just conclude.
right. Okay. So what I argued was that basically the whole explanation of this technique was just going to be hyperbolic. Like when it said my technique is going to be the infinite convergence of things, I said that could just be in reference to a vast amount of things. Basically saying that it can be a knowledge of things.
Okay,
right?
official. I'm
And
not
then
going.
wait, stop.
I heard everything
No,
you
let
said.
me
I just
talk.
don't want to hear you. I don't want to hear you. I heard everything you said.
Stop. No, because I won.
That's
That nigga
kind of
didn't fucking
crazy.
do anything. He didn't fucking win.
Nigga, what? I didn't even say my opinion yet. You're shadow
That nigga
boxing. Calm
nervous.
down.
He nervous.
No, because like niggas dick eat. I promise niggas dick eat.
Official, you're shadow boxing. Please calm
Whatever.
down. Okay. Moving on. If I had to give a point, official, do you have anything in response to his last thing?
Okay, so I don't think I necessarily had the response to his last thing because
Okay, that's not what I said. I just asked, did you have a response? I'm not asking if you think you need one. I'm asking, did you have one?
Did I have a response to what specific part?
Oh my fucking god! did you have a response towards him saying that contradictions can be possible? Did you say anything?
No, I didn't say anything about No, I didn't respond. I said okay. I just said we can go to conclusions after that.
Okay, thank you for responding. If that's the case, then Stink would win.
Okay, so I can just explain why that's just not going to be the case because I
Sure,
gave.
you can rebuttal the judgment. Go ahead.
Okay. So if his whole basis for the argument is that he thinks that this claim is going to entail that Gojo is actually making contradictions happen, right? And it was based off of the whole negative Apple shit at his basis. And I say that when he's explaining this technique, he's just saying that it's a vast convergence of like a amount of things and how it's not actually making limitless how it's not actually making impossible situations and stuff like that. It could just be Gojo hyperbolically explaining that his ability is able to make really impressive situations, right? It doesn't actually have to be impossible. It doesn't actually have to be impossible, right? So it doesn't, and I'm basically saying it doesn't have to follow his interpretation. It could just be that his technique, right, has a set amount of capabilities where it converges a vast amount of things.
No,
then he said that it corresponds. Wait, stop. Then he said that it corresponds, and then he said that the analogy corresponds and is in reference to limitless, right? If I give an interpretation on what limitless
I don't need a recap of the debate. Just give me your reasoning, please.
Right. Yeah, okay then. So how did he win?
Okay, cool. Because you didn't even let me say why I thought he won. You just kept shadowboxing with the argument. You kept.
Okay,
I don't
go ahead
need
and explain why he
I
won.
don't need to repeat the debate. I don't need to repeat it. Everything is rhetorical. Every single thing's rhetorical.
Yeah, okay. You can think that.
It's a comparative
right,
statement. It's so dumb.
Right,
I don't know why niggas
you
use
can
it.
think that.
So
That shit's
continuing
not
that.
rhetorical. Anyways,
Continuing.
Go ahead.
Right.
Okay.
So
okay.
here's the official.
Let me add smoothie.
Wait,
There we go.
Sway.
Jesus. Okay, moving on. The reason why I'm positive that this nigga would win is because not only is your interpretation not equal comparatively, but at the very end, this nigga posited that contradictions can be true, insinuating that's a different logical system as he had implied previously. Hence why I had confusion about what his argument was trying to posit, since previously I was under the assumption that he was arguing that contradictions were impossible. After his clarification, I realized that you not responding to his last statement was the downfall of why you lost. Hence, why you continuing to give me a recap of the debate was retarded. I never got to tell you why I thought he won. You just kept rambling and rambling.
Wait, Sway, before you get away, Sway, real quick before you
Precog your argument, bro.
and I also said, he was saying that the reason why the whole statement would be hyperbolic, because he think it's he think that the pop situation in the Infinite Convergence series is just like false. Like, sure, that doesn't matter. I even said previous after the debate that when he broke up the P and not P, it was in reference to the list, and he never denied that. And he never put it close to the limitless at all. So yeah.
Okay, regardless of that, the interpretation would have been equal had it not been the last moment which he chose not to respond to. Hence why I asked.
It literally wouldn't.
I think so personally. Regardless, the point was towards you. I'm unmute you now, official.
All right, good.
Okay, so me not responding to the fact that him saying that contradictions can happen does not prove his interpretation to be more probabilistic or likely. We're both positing possible interpretations of what the scan could mean, and Singh just misunderstood my basis for why the statement could just be hyperbolic. My basis for the statement could be hyperbolic is because there's nothing actually affirming it actually to be the case that he's doing it, creating like an impossible situations, right? Him claiming that it's going to be the impossible, right, can mean multiple things, right? And hence I gave examples of the impossible being like, oh, it can be like a hyperbolic impossible, right? So that doesn't have to correspond with what he was actually saying, right? So I'm saying it doesn't actually have to be him creating an impossible situation, rather him creating like a very basically like a fantastic situation or something that could be like considered like a spectacle, right, in a sense. So we're just giving an equal interpretation. So it doesn't matter if I
you gave your argument. Stop. You gave your argument. Let me respond.
So me granting the fact, right, that contradictions can't happen does not prove his burden or prove his interpretation to be more likely or probabilistic.
No one said that did. You're not
okay.
tracking.
So how did he win the point?
Okay, I'm gonna mute you because you can't listen. What I had said was he won because the interpretations initially were equal. I agree with you on that, Stace. As soon as he rebuttal, or more so, gave up the point on it being impossible and that contradictions could be possible. And you didn't posit anything against it, and you only acknowledged it with an okay and went to conclusions. That's when it no
Yeah,
longer
my
mattered.
homie's gonna
I
come beat
wasn't
you up in
finished. I wasn't
judgment.
finished. So
Because like you're just not tracking. Yeah, this nigga.
okay. Look, you can send this to whoever you want to, but you lost purely because you couldn't properly appropriate. Not appropriate. It's fucking 3 o'clock in the morning. Jesus Christ, you couldn't appreciate the fact that this would be an equal interpretation to the degree that you thought it would be. As soon as he posited the fact that it would be a contradiction that would be possible, it suggests that there will be a logical system that will be different from a classical logical framework. Once that was the case, you not responding back made it so you lost. You can send this to whoever you would like. That's my ending statement. If you want to continue the debate, go ahead. If you want to keep arguing this point and send it to someone else and see what they think, go ahead.
It's not really Sync versus Official. It's Official versus Prince. Anyways.
On my soul, holy shit! How you debate me more than the point, Jesus?
That
And then
is
you just
kind of
say the
crazy.
same thing.
That's kind of
Yeah,
crazy.
okay,
see
so
why
yeah,
people
none of
don't
what you
like
said induced
debating
any
eventually.
probability or just fucking did anything to his fucking point.
Oh my
Right?
God! I already said what you can
At
do.
fucking all, right? You just repeated the
Oh
claim. Like, what the
my
fuck? That's not an argument. That's just
holy fuck!
that's an argument by repetition. But anyways, yeah.
Holy fuck! You can send it to someone that you want to judge it. If you think
Just
my
move
judgment's
on.
improper, me
Move
and you have
on.
discussed
Move on.
it. You haven't agreed, so it's either we move on, you lose the point at this current moment, and then you send it to someone else, or you guys postpone the debate and have someone else judge. Either or, I've given my stance on the situation.
So please do not argue over it again before I go crazy.
Okay, so first off, we agreed to you being moderator. Okay, so we agreed to you being moderator, not you being an actual fucking judge. But yeah, my homie Smoothie here, so you could unmute him, right?
Oh my God. Oh
So
my
you can
No,
God.
y'all
unmute
not
my
talking about
homie
this debate no
Smoothie,
more.
and he's gonna beat the
Just
fuck out
ban.
of
Like
all
if
of
he
y'all,
if
cause
he
like
keep
y'all are
talking about
not
it, just
finna hold
ban
me
this
on my
nigga, bro.
judgment.
Just ban
He
him.
said better.
Y'all not finna hold me on my judgment. Like
Oh,
we're
bitch,
not
listen,
doing
that
that,
kind of
bro.
basically move on, you get banned.
Yeah, I'm back to the bitch fuckers you talking about.
Okay.
Okay,
So
so
Nah, I'm
Smoothie,
playing
what's
with
your
you, bro.
disagreements?
You said what?
What's your disagreements?
Yeah, I think my
okay,
nigga
I
won.
can
I only need to hear the arguments.
explain why I won.
Let's
Okay,
So
debate
he
it.
didn't
so
even hear the arguments?
Hold
Okay.
on. Let's debate
He
it.
was
Let's
finna
debate
say
it.
official would.
Yeah, let's debate it.
Debate what?
Yeah, why official slammed the fuck out of anybody who debated him.
Go
Sync.
ahead.
It was
Why do you
against
think
Sync.
you won?
Yeah, I think he slammed the fuck out of Sync. Let's debate it.
I heard the statement. Why do you think that?
Oh yeah, I said. Yeah. At first, I need you to. I see if we're gonna like progress the dialectic, so that's why I asked the question. I didn't know that you said something after, but I'll tell you why.
Okay,
Yeah, it's gonna be like.
just answer the
So,
question. Go ahead.
yeah, I'm gonna answer the question. You don't gotta like talk. I'm gonna let
Then
me
go
beat you up on
forward.
this right quick. Yeah, let me beat you up on this right quick so I can
Go
answer the question,
forward.
my boy.
What's the
Okay, so
statement?
yeah, official won because I don't think I need a basis to why I think he won. What's gonna be the symmetry breaker between that argument.
Move on. Go
Thank you
ahead.
for taking
Next
that.
TJ
question.
Okay.
son.
Next
What's
Okay.
up,
question.
TJ?
I'm sorry. Look.
When a nigga say
I'll
symmetry
tolerate a
Whoa,
lot
yeah,
of
breaker,
stop.
retardation, but I just can't tolerate that.
All right, but
These
like
niggas,
for
this
we'll
niggas
give
just
context.
remove me because he
Can I
cannot
handle?
actually
Can I,
provide any. Okay, hold on. Who removed me?
can I handle
Me.
him?
Who is
Can I?
me?
No, you're not jumping. No,
wait,
what the
bro,
Okay,
fuck,
mute,
why,
hey,
bro?
okay,
bro,
hold on.
mute,
Why do I
Bro,
why do I need
okay,
justification to why somebody won? Somebody give me some.
we're moving on. If you don't want
No, we're not.
to,
No, we're not. You're not.
he's
You
the
just
mod.
got.
Wait, he's the moderator. He progressed it. Like, what the fuck? Whatever the
No,
moderator
no,
wants to
no, no,
fucking do,
no,
he's gonna do it, nigga.
no. That's not how that works. But
That
anyways,
literally is.
I'm just gonna give Smoothie context on like what happened. So basically,
Oh
I
my
gave
god, mute
equal
him. Mute him,
interpretation.
mute him,
No,
mute him,
no,
mute him,
stop.
mute him. Thank you. Okay, thank you for muting him. Thank you. Okay, all right.
I can moderate.
Yeah, sure. So you can just keep a meeting on official if you have the time. Every time when he talks about the specific point that we moved on via the moderator, then you can just mute him again. Like, cause I'm not finna go back and forth on something that already got
Is getting no dope by Sync at 3:00 in the morning, bro. I'm so sorry. That's fucking crazy.
I don't know,
It's
bro. I
about to
just
be
think
2
he
a.m.
took
Nigga,
the
don't watch.
weirdest route when it came to that argument. The weirdest route.
I think it's because I didn't elaborate it more, so kind of like, well, okay, what the fuck does that mean? But yeah,
I don't know. I think you niggas enjoy equal interpretations too much. You niggas just, it's so weird. I don't know why y'all niggas like that.
he
Like,
never gave any equal interpretation the whole time we've been debating.
fine.
Well,
Let me
okay,
rephrase. You niggas love trying to make equal interpretations. And whichever, nigga, my point still stands. You niggas are weird.
Bruh. Okay, all right, wait. Let me unmute official. Official, if you keep talking about just let me continue, or you can just get your
No, I never agree.
Okay, all right. Anyway. Okay, let's try and mute him again. Okay, official, are you ready to move on?
The
Alright,
judge
well,
already
bruh.
agreed to talk with Smoothie about the dialectic, so
So you consider me the judge now?
That is
no, the
That is like
moderator
actually
or
crazy.
moderator.
Why does it
Or whatever.
matter? It's not official. Why does it matter?
But
We can just
anyways,
move
no,
past
the
that. It's
moderator,
irrelevant. Official. I'm trying like everything on my
W
mind not to.
permabuse.
That you can say it from you. I'm trying everything. Okay. He is the moderator. He agreed that his opinion isn't official. We just agree within a specific point to appeal to him so we can progress forward, right? And get it like what's called a verdict within this instant. Now you're trying to cope because you lost, and now you're trying to get other people to debate over it. It does not fucking matter, my nigga. If Smoothie can debate this shit later, I think. Well, I don't know. I think Sways don't have a problem debating this later. I'm not sure, but he just don't want to debate it right now, currently. So can we just move on?
Official, would it make you feel better if I debated your nigga brainless on this?
Okay, yeah, just let it. Okay, fine. I'll just let y'all.
Yeah, so you could just debate my homie Smoothie like I said the first time.
Sure,
He
give
just
your
gonna beat
husband
your ass.
the recap. Go ahead.
Yo, Smoothie, can y'all unmute
I don't need a
Will
fucking
you actually
recap.
continue
I
talking
don't
this
need a
nigga
recap. I don't
accidentally
need a
with your
recap. I think I'm
husband?
just
That's
wrong.
gay.
What the fuck? Okay, so hold on, Prince. Why do I need justification for why I think about like a person or what about
Oh
what I
my
believe?
god.
I'm not doing that.
So you're ducking him.